The history of Krakow's Obwarzanki dates back to the Middle Ages. The first known mention of it dates back to 1394. In the financial books of King Vladislav II Jagiełło and Queen Hedwig's court, it was noted, for the queen pro circulus Obwarzanki 1 grosz. The name Obwarzanki refers to its production process and derives from obważyć, to parboil, a distinctive technique of boiling the dough. The Latin name, circulius and cicinellos, refer in turn to the obwarzanek's round shape.
Welcome to Poland Daily Culture.
And on today's episode, we're here at the Living Museum of Obwarzanka. Now, we are today going to be joined by Zuzia. Zuzia, if you'd like to join us.
Hello.
So, Zuzia works here at the museum. So, first of all, Zuzia, I think the most important thing to ask you is what exactly is an obwarzanek?
For us in Kraków, I think it's the most important product that we can eat, and of course we are selling to tourists.
So, I mean, a lot of people, including myself here, have tended to compare it to something like a bagel. So,
Or a pretzel, maybe.
Or a pretzel, but apparently...
Something different.
Yeah. Very.
How does it differ?
Very often people make mistake and name obwarzanek actually by bagel or pretzel. And if you want to, I can show you a photo and I will show you the difference between them. But maybe first I will give you the apron, okay?
Right then.
So, one's for you and the second one for you.
Thank you.
Okay, so here is obwarzanek.
So it has something springed on top, yeah?
Yeah, it's supposed to have a seeds, but only on a half part of them. And it also have a stripes in here or checkers from the grill. And the biggest difference between pretzel and obwarzanek is the shape. Yeah, actually, pretzel are from Germany. It's from the pretty same dough as obwarzanek, but it's always with salt on top. And obwarzanek can have 5 different seeds. But maybe I'm gonna tell you about this later.
Does that make it slightly healthier than a pretzel then, because it doesn't have the salt, or?
I of course have to say that, yeah.
Correct answer, yeah?
Yeah, so the biggest difference is shape and the taste, of course, because it tastes different. And what is really important, our obwarzanek is fresh only one day.
Oh, so you can't eat it the next day.
Of course, you can try, but it will be hard, I think, so because it's gonna be stiff. And the third one product is bagel. It's same around the shape as obwarzanek, but you don't have to parboil it as obwarzanek, but you have to boiling that like 2 or 3 minutes. So yeah, but it's just the soft bread that you're always supposed to eat it sweet, and a Jewish product that some historians think that was invented in Kraków.
All right, so now we've sort of cleared up exactly what an obwarzanek is. Maybe you could tell us a little something about the place then. So this is the Living Museum of Obwarzanki.
Yeah.
So how and when did it begin?
1 year ago, 2 amazing people have a great idea to show the people how to create obwarzanek and many important things, because people really don't know anything about obwarzanek and about the history of Kraków and the place where we are here. And the best way to do it is just to enjoy it on a workshop.
When did obwarzanek more or less appear in Polish history?
In the Middle Ages, yeah, because we can be sure that obwarzanek have more than 600 years, but actually we don't know precisely how old.
So it's almost sort of been around for so long that nobody can really remember when it all began and how it just became kind of ubiquitous. It was everywhere.
We can be sure that obwarzanki are in Kraków more than 624 years, and that's thanks for Queen Edwiga and her husband King Jagiełło, because they had a financial books. And in one of this book from 1394, we can find this sentence. It's for Her Majesty Queen pro circulis obwarzanki 1 grosz. And it just means that Queen Edwiga bought obwarzanki, that's all. But thanks for that, we can be sure that obwarzanki are in Kraków more than 600 years.
Wow. And for the very reasonable price of 1 grosz.
1 grosz, yeah.
It got a bit more expensive over the years.
Yeah, right. Yeah. For non-Polish viewers, 1 grosz probably amount
it's less than 1 cent.
Much less, yeah.
Yeah.
All right then. So I think now we have the sort of background to the foods. We have the background to the place.
Shall we start?
I think
Yeah,
we
of
should.
course.
Yeah. All right then. So I think we're about ready to get started with making the Obwarzanki. So let's see what this involves.
Yeah, of course, and we need our products.
Indeed.
But first, I think we need to change.
Let's do it.
Obwarzanki is traditionally produced by bakers. At first, they were baked only during Lent. In the 13th century, the Bakers' Guild was created in Krakow. Back then, the Obwarzanki could only be made inside the city walls by specific bakers who were allowed to sell them in the bakery stalls around Sukiennica on the main market. The production and selling of the Obwarzanki was carefully monitored by the members of the guild back then, but it's likely that from the mid-19th century, any baker could make them. Up until the 1950s, the Obwarzanki were sold from linen-lined wicker baskets.
So now we're back and ready to go.
Okay then, Susa, what do we have here then? It's looking like a very kind of white and beige based ingredient so far.
Yeah, actually we have 6 ingredients if you want to prepare dough for Obwarzanki. So the first one and the most important, flour, sugar, salt, water, some kind of fat because we don't precise it. Every bakery can decide it. And the most important one, yeast.
Yeast, okay
Yeah,
then.
because
So
it's
that
a
it
yeast
grows
dough.
nicely.
Yeah, and it's also connected with the name of Obwarzanek. Our dough is raising and we want to stop it. So before we put it into the oven, we need to put our Obwarzanek to the hot boiling water to parboil. And word parboil in Polish, it's obwarzać. So yeah,
Sure.
from it
Never
we have
thought
a
about
word
it.
Obwarzanek.
Magic. Let's get started.
Please.
Yeah, okay.
Go for it, John.
How much flour
I'll be
do I
mixing.
need? Ah, you're the mixer.
Everything.
Right.
So
We need
first
all
one.
of it in. Okay. Okay, so this is the sugar.
Yeah, really great.
Okay.
So I'm surprised how little sugar you use. It's not a lot.
Salt, yeast, fat first.
Normal
It doesn't really
oil.
smell of
Yeah,
anything.
it's oil. So.
Okay. And
And
some
nuts,
water.
all of it, okay? Like
Half?
Yeah, I think.
Okay, should I start mixing?
Yeah.
A little bit more, maybe. There we go. Come on, put your back into it, Paula. Work it.
I think I'm not doing the best job. Oops.
You know, you can help. You can hold the ball and she
Ah,
mix.
all
Yeah,
right.
it will be easier.
Yeah. Ah, I see. And then you gradually add the water. Okay. And so how long does this process last of kind of mixing and stirring?
You know, because this is a traditional way. Now we have a big machine to do it in a bakery, and this machine, yeah.
But we
it's
like the traditional way.
So you don't spend your day just stirring
No, because
flour and water, right? Okay.
Okay, I think I need some more, please.
Yeah.
All right then. But you see, I can imagine maybe 100 or so years ago, people were using
Yeah.
this method. All right then. And how, is this just gonna? We're trying to get a kind of dough
Yeah.
from this.
Should I do it with my hands?
No.
Just like this.
Yeah, but maybe it will be easier if you're gonna use your both hands and more mixing, not.
Ah, okay. So maybe you mean like this?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Really great.
Come on, Paula. Work that.
What a great experience. Okay. So I'm confused. Is this
Why?
okay?
Yeah, it's really great.
Yeah, I think
How's
it's. I
it
think it's
looking?
getting there. Yeah,
Okay.
it's moving in the right direction.
Okay.
Okay, so I've nearly got all the flour kind of soaked into the
Yeah.
to the dough. Okay.
Yeah, and as you know already, it's a yeast dough, and yeast dough needs some time to raise. Some time,
Okay.
some heat.
Do you have a sort of particularly special oven that does this, or is it just your kind of standard
No,
oven?
you just have to put it on a table or somewhere in a bowl and give it some time to raise.
It doesn't go in the oven?
No, not now. It's just the normal temperature.
Magic. All right.
Okay,
And
so
it's raising pretty fast. So, yeah. So okay. So now I will take it to the bakery, give it some time to raise, and I will be back to you. Okay.
All right. Fantastic. So we nearly have ourselves an Obwarzanki.
yay.
The Obwarzanki has been awarded the status of protected geographical indication. In 2010, the European Commission recognized that the round and plaited snack as a part of the culinary heritage of Krakow, as well as the tradition of the city. The certificate strictly determines the weight, shape, and production process of the Obwarzanki, and it can only be given to the bakers from the city of Krakow or the counties of Krakow and Wieliczka.